Be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's something I've always told myself for a very long time since I heard it back in the day, maybe like 10, 12 years ago now. When I was playing basketball, there'd be so many times where I'd be practicing and people were watching, and I just feel so uncomfortable about the moves I was trying to perform, messing up in front of people, trying to perfect something. But I understood that's what it took for greatness in order for me to continuously better myself. That's what I had to do today when sizing up. It was so uncomfortable. I just wanted to hit the close position button the whole time. I wanted to take my $200, now it's 150 for Topstep, and just run away. But I continued to do what I had to do, and we made it. We did it. First trade sizing up, and it went well. So today we're going to kind of go into why I took the trade that I did. It was very quick, honestly. Um, and it's very possible that we could have held for longer, but we got to our target and we call it a day. So let's go over what happened, why it happened, why I think it happened anyway, and then we'll kind of talk more about being comfortable being uncomfortable and some of the mistakes that I made while trading today too. So go on replay. This is when I start trading. I always start trading at 7:30 Eastern, right? So this is exactly what it looked like um, when I came to the charts today. I saw this, well, I saw this candle right here and I was like, oh shoot, we could be getting a setup pretty quickly. First, let's kind of look from the beginning in terms of what we wanted. We were bullish, right? Because we opened up. This is where we opened up, 6 o'clock Sunday evening, right? I trade Asian session, 7:30. So we came down to value area lows from the previous day, and then we bounced from there. Cut through point of control as well, and this is where we're at now, right? So I'm looking for a bounce either off of VWAP, this prior day point of control, but definitely this value area low, right? And I was just back testing today too, and I realized that usually whenever we come down this low, we want to come to the main level. The main levels are always going to be the prior day value area highs, point of control, and low, right? So I want to see how we react off of these areas. And if it's in conjunction with VWAP and value area low. So I also see real quick this orange line right here. I normally don't have it on my charts, but I do like to mark certain resistances or supports that we had earlier. So this is the next one, right? So we're getting close to there and you can see we're coming down. Rejecting value area highs, we come down. So I'm waiting for a setup. And then I'll go through the chart executions as well. But right here, I got my alert to actually put my alert right here. You can see we bounced off of what? This purple line is VWAP. So we bounced off of VWAP and nice green candle with decent volume right after it. I was watching K-pop Demon Hunters when I got my alert. So I told my girlfriend, hold on, let me come back here. And we took the trade immediately. Now, even though we won this trade and it was a perfect setup, A plus setup, I'm not used to sizing up. So because of that, I entered immediately with 5 contracts. And honestly, I think it's a good entry, but my risk became so much more than what I wanted. It was about $250. I always said that if I'm going to risk heavy, right, our risk initially should be $150. What I was doing beforehand was risking my first contract coming in was always a $50 contract. So that's why if you come here and you'll see my trade from last week, right? Last week, Wednesday night or Thursday, you could say, it's only $56.52. I only came in with 2 contracts because I was risking like $30, $40 to start. We added another one. So here today, I mean, we sized up pretty heavily from the very beginning. And then this changed to NQ. I'll speak about why in a second here because I did trade NQ as well, but not on my main account on my Combine. Um, but here you can see such a good trade. Bounced off of VWAP here. This is when we took the trade. We added 5, so that was the first mistake. However, I don't mind adding that much at one go because that's the first entry point. But obviously, if it starts coming lower, then you kind of want to build your base if you feel like it's still heading higher or it invalidates if it runs through these supports right here. But I believe we're going to bounce from here. We also have value area lows and prior day point of control here too for support before we start heading lower to these value area lows. If we started getting down here, then I'd be like, we're not bullish anymore, or it's possible, but we need a strong rejection off of here. But I would have been stopped out. Let's talk about stop loss real quick. Stop loss was below value area lows at this point right here at 634. So the low here was 22,857. That's where I put my low. Our targets, obviously value area highs. We always go for value area highs. But I actually wanted a little bit more. I wanted this 940. And I can't tell you how many times my emotions got in the way for me today because I would set a limit order to sell a few contracts and it would, like you see here, right here, these levels here. In fact, let's go on TradingView so you can see. Around 8 o'clock, this happened to me. Not once, not twice, but three times where it top ticked and my limit order, this was the high was at 29.50. My limit order was at 30. And I was like, I cannot believe we're not gonna get it, right? Obviously, I just had to be patient. But it was one of those things where I was like, I really wanted a little bit more. Um, and then here you can see we sold as we started coming down. We could have sold, I wanted 940, we didn't hit 940 until a little bit later. But at this point, we were already up. We sold some here, right? We were up $150 at this time when we sold three here, and then we sold a few more here, and then that's it. We were done, right? So for me, I think it was a really good trade. Some of the things I could have done better: one, entry position, right? Taking my time. Two, I normally do this, but because it was such a quick, oh, I need to kind of come in now, right? Um, I needed to kind of get in quickly. Normally, what I do is I go on my practice account and I'm like, okay, I want to get in here. Let's just buy one, see where we're at, and go, right? So that's something I could have done a little bit better as well. Was kind of determining what my risk would have been, but I knew where I wanted to put my stop. But I just wanted to make sure how much would it have cost me, right? When I saw 250, I was like, that's probably too much, right? And then the third mistake I made was just not allowing us to play out. One of the things I continued to tell myself as I was trading today was, I have no reason to sell. I have no reason to sell. I have no reason to sell, right? It finally became time for me to sell at this point here at 811 because of the fact that we were hitting value area highs and we are coming up to that resistance point. That's enough for me, right? We got our move, we got our $400 a day, we're done. I don't need more than that. So it was fine. Um, but I can always leave a runner too, right? I could always leave a runner. But for me, I just wanted to go back with my girlfriend, watch K-pop Demon Hunters. This trade only took about 25 minutes or so. I was so quick. Normally, sometimes my trades take a while, but the fact that I could just go and spend time with her and watch that movie, which honestly was so good. Like, you guys need to go watch that movie if you like, not even if you like K-pop, you just need to watch it regardless. But um, the fact that I could do that with her, just it makes me happy that I'm able to do that. So let's talk about my combine. So today was the first day I was not copy trading my combine. As you can see here, I have four funded accounts, but I also have a combine. So I had two tabs open and I was trading NQ. So here I sold so early. And I think it was just because of the stress of seeing the numbers. I was actually aiming for a $1,500 day. I would have had it. I just kind of chickened out. I don't know why though, because it's a combine. I have like 4 or 5 free resets, right? If I fail this one, I can just reset it and do it again. But we're only going to take A plus setups, right? We're going to use NQ. Our risk is always going to be $1,000 or so. We're going to add so that way we can get $1,500 days. Um, but today we only ended up with a $700 day. It should have been more, right? If I was just patient for about 5 more minutes, I would have had it. And we would have been done on this one too. But we're very close, not very close, but we're kind of close to that buffer point of $2,000. which is awesome. Um, so that way we can trade freely a little bit with a little bit freedom. But again, I'm looking to pass this combine by the end of the week. I don't believe that it's something where I should be having a long period of time to pass combines. If you take your setups, you should be able to pass a combine in 2 or 3 days. So that's something that I'm going to be doing. But the stress of trading this and then also trading my main account too, it was tough. It was very difficult. Um, and I think that's why that led me to just close this out. I have a good day there, making sure that this trade goes the way it needs to go. Um, and then, yeah, it worked out. So it was very uncomfortable. It was stressful. It was uncomfortable. It's something that I need to get used to, right? Because if we're trading up and we're trading with size, then we need to make sure that we continue doing the things that we need to do, right? But honestly, such a great start to the month, such a strong start to the month. Um, I'm really excited for what this month can bring. It's going to be difficult though, right? These emotions are going to be playing with me. What happens when I take my first $400 loss? What happens when um we have 3, 4 winning days in a row? What happens when we have 3, 4 losing days in a row? And that's something that is going to be uncomfortable initially, but I'm sure by the end of the month, by August 29th, August 30th, when we're done trading for the month, it's going to be good for us. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Again, good winning day, really good start to um, the month. I believe that in order to get better, you need to be able to challenge yourself, right? And you also need to be able to embrace those uncomfortable feelings and allow it to be a stepping stone for yourself in order for you to improve and get better. And that's what I'm going to try to do this month. So we are eligible now for 420 $21.35, or maybe it's a little bit more. I can't even do math right now, but either way, $400 payout right now we could take. Awesome stuff. Let's see how the rest of the week goes. I really want to be able to build more on what we're doing, and hopefully that transitions to a good payout, a larger payout, so we can continue on this trading journey together. So that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you guys have had a good start to the month so far. Please take your time. Volatility has been increasing. Manage your risk well. Do everything you're supposed to in order to take actions equal to your profitable version of yourself, right? Being a profitable trader. And yeah, just keep doing the best that you can. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep trading stoically.